guys, it's Sam. I'm just setting up my January planner very late. It is New Year's Eve, so I am very late doing this one, but I wanted to share with you what I'm up to as I do it. So I've been going through all of my supplies and digging out things that go with this kit. So hopefully you've seen my unboxing videos, but this is the A5 size Daisy Dori planner from Coco Daisy, and this is what I'm going to be setting up for my daily memory keeping planner today. So I got some papers that came in the kit, which I will be using, those three. I'll show you those in more detail in a minute. But what I do whenever I get my kits is you always get this little card in the planner add-on kit, which has got like all of the colours and patterns and things that are in the kit for that month, and I use that and I just go and sit with all of my magazine cutouts and collage pieces and try and match up what might go with the kit. So I've got a couple of different piles here. I know it looks really messy. Let me just tidy that up a bit so you can see what's what in a bit more detail. I mean, firstly I found these, which are from an old magazine, and they're actually like cut out already. Oh, I'm off camera, there you go. Can you see they just sort of pop out? So I found these snowflakes, which obviously I'm going to have to use because they match absolutely perfectly with the kit. So I'm looking forward to using them. So I'm going to pop all those out. And then I just had a quick flick through my magazine pages. I've just got a shoebox in the study, which is just full of all these pages out of magazines, junk bits of mail and things that I get. My friends and family also give me magazines, and there's all sorts. So I get things like Breathe or Simple Things is another one I get, Flow magazine, and I also use things like food and drink brochures that come in the post. Friends give me travel magazines and all sorts of different things, crafty magazines. So there's some really cool ones. First off is this like night sky. It's kind of a river and mountains at night, which is perfect. I love the back of it, but it's very red and I'm not sure that goes with the colours. I suppose those ones it does, so I'll just have to see how it goes in the journal. The other thing is I might not use all of these as well, so I'm just going to show you what I found. This one, I'm not sure the patterns go, but I really like the quote. It says, "Positivity is a choice. Train your mind to see the good in everything." And I thought for kind of the New Year's resolution stuff, that'll be really cool. The back's not much good, so if I do use that, I'll probably just cut out that middle section. This little guy, I just thought was ready for New Year's Eve and parties, so I might put him as a New Year's kind of guy in there. I love this one. This is just an advert page, but it just really matched. I absolutely love like that pattern and those styles. Looks gorgeous. And the back I would have to cover up though. It's kind of this one with planets and stars, a sleep one, which is really cool. It's got a nice one on the back as well. This one definitely, it's like a traffic, like a road at night with all the fog and the mist. And then the back is like the trees, which is just stunning. I think that matches really well. This is like a map of the night sky, I think. I think you were meant to make paper, what do you call them? Paper bunting? What's the word? Paper chains. Goodness me, that went from them, but you can use it as a page. These two, I just really like the colours of the paper. So it's like almost like a grey green sort of colours. I thought they matched really well, but the back of them are just boring, so I'd have to cover them up. So possibly. I love the moon plates on this one. This one as well is a really cool one. So just having a quick flick through, like I said, of just anything that I saw, like this is all moons and stars. Oh, this might, not this page, the inside of this, look at that. But I'm thinking I might want to kind of do an art journal-y page, I think, with these. So I'm not sure on those ones. But that's cool, places to stargaze. So just all sorts of things that really matched the theme and style of this kit. I love that. So I might use that as a full page, or I might cut bits out. This sort of wintry scene. This one's perfect, the winter mountains. Nature news I'd have to cover up. Love that, landscape photographer of the year. So there's just some really cool magazine pages. That's a really nice one as well. And it's got moons on the back. Love this one. Love this one. This one's definitely going to be a page. And it's got that on the back, which is even cooler. And again, matches the colours really well. Don't know where I've put the card now. Just typical, isn't it? Obviously put the card down somewhere. No, it's fine. I'll find it when I tidy up in a sec. This one, which is kind of like an Arctic one. And again, I think that really matches really nicely. So I'm definitely going to use some of these. This is another definite with like winter woodland scene. I can't remember what's on the back. Oh, that's perfect as well. Matches perfectly. This one, I don't like the green, but it's questions to help you discover what you really want. And again, that New Year's resolutions kind of journaling I thought would be really good. That's really cool. It's someone's bedroom, but the wallpaper's like a night sky. Really cool. That's all about doing mood boards, so I grabbed that. More night sky ones. I love this lady. She looks very calm and like she's all sorted for the year to come. Steps to a mindful day, and again, these are kind of the colours that matched. Again, I thought that was a New Year's kind of spread, that one, so might use that, we'll see. Just love the colours. Starry night, New Year's. Definitely want to get back into my yoga this year, so I found this cool girl. Another journaling prompt. Another night sky one, how gorgeous is that? And some travel things on the back that I could cover. What's in here, because it's obviously not that side I'm after. Oh, that, I'm going to have to use that, aren't I? That's stunning. Like seeking winter landscape. And then there's some cool like photography on the back. And again, this one with the night sky. So just some really cool page ideas. So I'm going to be using those in with my journal, and I will show you that in a second. I just wanted to flick through what I found, and then I found some smaller pieces which won't make pages, but I will keep them to one side and possibly use them in the journal as I go through. So there's all sorts of things from these little bits that I've cut out of magazines. I've got winter feels, strips from my scraps box, which just had the same sort of colours and again winter vibes. These actually were covers from last year's, these are some of last year's Christmas cards. That guy is perfect. Look, he can be with all his little penguin friends, and oh, the penguins are making me happy. A bit of scrapbook paper. That's an advert, but again, just the right colours. Loads of just really wintry images. Love that. This is from a travel magazine, but I'll just put a cover. I'll probably cut that one off. So it's just that image I'm after, and probably just cover that up with something. Couldn't leave out the penguins, again from a travel magazine. More penguins, like a snowy, icy scene. More penguins. I found quite a few penguins. It's like a winter city. And then this one's, again, an advert for speakers, I think. But it was this bit I loved, so I'll probably just chop that off or cover it up. So I just got loads of bits and pieces that I can use in the journal. So I'm going to very quickly... Where's my journal gone? I'm just going to quickly go and take the staples out of here and start laying it up, and then I'll come back to you in just a second. Okay, so I have just opened the Dori out. I've kind of folded it back on itself a bit so that it sits flat, and all I've done at the moment is taking the staples out. Now, as I said to you before, oh, well, I say that, I've just filmed another video, which is my unboxing video. So if you've not seen that, I haven't just said it to you before, but basically they've changed the way that these Doris are printed now. So you used to get every page sectioned, the book was in 3 sections, and the first and third section, the pages were split into thirds as well. And they don't do that anymore. So what you've got is this front cover with your calendar on, which is like a line page, and then 5 of these weeklies, but they're all one after the other. And then it gets into gridded and lined pages. I'm sure there's lined somewhere there's lined pages. There is definitely lined pages, I am not making that up. But you get into kind of your note pages. Where's the lined paper? Oh, it's at the beginning. I'm losing the plot. So I don't like having all my weeklies up the front. So I want it to have a weekly, and then I want to be able to do my daily journaling and then have the next week. So I'm not even going to attempt to explain this to you. I'm really sorry. But Arlie, if you follow Arlie over at Arlie B, if not, I will link her in the description box, has come up with a way of doing this where you can move your pages around so that you get that layout. So I literally have her video to the side of me. Sorry, Arlie, if you're watching. I am going to link this video because this is not me. This is all on Arlie. And it shows you the black dots are basically where you need to put the weekly ones. So you need to not be afraid to rip this up a little bit and separate it out. So those are all of the just blank ones. So they've just got a grid and a pattern on. They haven't got any of the weeks or anything on. So I'll put those there. And then these are my weekly ones. And then what I'm left with is this cover, which is the back of that, and the brown page, which I actually now use inside my journal. So I'm going to put the brown page to one side. That is always going to be like the outside. And then we're going to have a mixture. So it goes, I'm looking at Arlie's at one side. So we start with one facing down, then a blank page, then a blank page. And like I said, I am going to link Arlie's video because what I will say is I watched Arlie's video and it really confused me when I just watched it. And then when I actually got my Dori and got the pages in front of me and started doing it, it makes absolute sense. But what you do need to do sometimes, you see how this bends this way? You have to refold it the other way and put it in the journal the other way around sometimes. So that's can get a little confusing, but I'm nearly there. Another blank, so apologies for this, but it will totally make sense when you watch Ali's video, and it just means, ta-da! I just wanted you to see that I muddle up all the pages. You can see how some are wanting to bend the wrong way, so I need to refold them and press them down properly. But what it means is that you end up with your cover page, and then you get a weekly, and then you get 7 pages, hopefully, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, come on, 7, and then you get another week. So Ali, genius, thank you so much, because I could not manage without this. So what I need to do now is just, like I said, refold some of the pages the other way, because they're trying to bend the other way. Have a quick flick through and make sure I'm happy with which page sits next to which, because they're now all muddled up. So some of them, I kept the first 2 in order, so I mean those go with, these weeklies go with any spread, so that's fine. But I just make sure I look and say, okay, am I happy with those 2 together? And I'm actually not. I'm not that keen on those 2. So I'm going to swap that one. So that page is, oh, it's an all dotted one. So I wonder if I just turn it around. No, not a huge fan of that one either. What's that one? That one's just a plain one. So it's just a case of playing it around. That's better. I'm happier with that, because that is, I don't know if the camera's picking it up very well, but that's kind of a green line and green smudges, and that I feel like fits better with that page. So you can see how the tops aren't consistent now, so that before had the same pattern right across, but I'm quite happy with how they sit. Not sure on that, because that's really like pink and almost spring-like, and then that's blue, so that might be one that I swap. Or alternatively, I could put an extra piece of paper in here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slide something in one of these magazine pages. If I slide in something like that and create a page out of that, see, that's got the like pinky tones in from that one. So that's all I do is go through and start kind of slotting things together. Happy with that. And just seeing where I might want extra pages. So as well, because I now have got them in week order, I might know, for example, that the second week in January is going to be really busy for me, so I need extra pages. So that's when I'll start getting my magazine cut-ins. The cover I will pop in as an actual page. That's quite nice. And also the other pages that came in the kit. So one of these, I'm going to use that one as a front cover, but the other 2 are going in the journal somewhere. So I'm just going to spend a bit of time off camera kind of putting this together. Like I love, oh, see, now we've got an issue there. So that's the other side of the quote. So I need to, the top of the quote was there, so I need to try and find those pages and keep those together, although I do love the penguins. My other option would just to cover up the quote. So I'll see where the other side of it is and see what I can do. That one hasn't changed, luckily. That's still all staying together. That one is quite different now, but I think that works. That's fine. Let's see if I can find the other end of the quote. The moths are all still together. That is the other side of the quote. Okay, so it is just a plain one. Oh no, it's a weekly. Okay, I'm gonna have a juggle around with that and see what I can do with that. I think that works quite well. Quite happy with that. So you get a mixture of lined and gridded. Don't like those 2 together. So might put something in there. What could I put in there? That's quite a nice one. If I turn that inside out, that one, put that in there. So now you see how that is now got a plain one, and then the pink has got this pinky one. That looks so much better. So it's just a case of kind of turning each pages and being sure that you're happy with what's sat next to each other. And you will end up with little bits like that, but don't worry, I'll show you what I do with ends like that once I've put everything in. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time off camera because it is a bit faffy and to and fro-ing, and then I'll come back and show you my final layout before I stitch it all back together again. Okay, I'm back. So I've had a quick flick through everything and sorted them out, and this is what I'm left with. So it looks a bit chaotic, but I'll flick through it all with you. So this I'm going to use as my cover, and then I'm going to have my monthly spread. So I will sew this and then trim down the pages just so that it's easier. So I'm going to have my monthly spread, and then I do like a monthly overview. So I'll draw the calendar out and have all my to-dos for the month and things on there. And then this is an added piece of paper from the kit. I'm not sure about this, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think this matches this kit at all. So, sorry Cocoa Daisy. I love it. It's really pretty, but it's pink with birds and butterflies. It feels like spring. The rest of the whole thing is like polar animals and blues and greys. I don't know why that's in there. So what I've done is I've put in this page that I found, which has got the blues, but this has got a tiny bit of this pink and grey, which matches. I might use this as like a New Year's resolutions page. I might cover it up completely because it feels very spring to me. So I'm just gonna live with it for a bit and see how I feel about it. But that's my plans. But the back of that paper is just stunning. I like that side, but the back of it is like this woodland with the all the frost and the snow and the sun just shining through. Stunning. That matches. So then I've got my first week. Now these bits are because I want pages further on. So this is my first 2 pages. This one I will probably stitch in and then cut off and trim down, so you won't see that one. And then we have, you'll see the other side of that, why I've added that in. Then I've added this in because I love that scene, but it was this one I needed. This is actually limpets, can you believe it, on rock, and it's gorgeous. And I love the like gold threads in it. I thought it matched this really well. So that's an extra little magazine page I've added in. Again, they've put this hot pink in. I'm not feeling the hot pink and the pale pinks with the wintry scenes. So I might cover it up, but I have managed to find this page which is all about mindfulness, which has got the pink tones in. And I think for my January, like I said, everyone's setting their intentions for the year. Mindfulness is a big thing for me. So I've put that in, and the back of that page has got 5 steps to a mindful day. And I thought that matched really well with this pattern on this page. In fact, the colour almost matches completely. So that's another page I've got in there. And then we move to week 2. And again, this is the back of a magazine page, which has got this map on, matches really nicely. Another page from the add-on kit, the planner add-on kit with the extra papers in. Oh no, I think that comes in the main planner kit actually. And then we've got this page with the butterflies on. Part of that quote that I was talking about before, now this one, I think it works all right. It says, Dori, stop worrying about what's going to happen. I think that's fine as it is. I couldn't make the 2 pages join. I could have cut them and split them that way, but I'm good with it like this, it's fine. So then we have another week. Don't mind them 2 together, but I might put a tip in. I don't want to stitch anything in, but I might put a tip in on there when I've actually done it. And then this is going to be the center page. So this is obviously the Cocoa Daisy with the pattern, and then I found this Seeking Winter that I showed you before. I've actually just folded the edge slightly, and you've got these gorgeous colours and this kind of gold colour coming through. But there are 2 pages to this, and I'm gonna sew them in, and then I'm gonna stick them together so it opens as one. So you end up with this page on the inside because I love it. And then I might trim this down. So again, you'll just see kind of the image and then this Cocoa Daisy page on this side. Or I might just leave a little bit hanging over. We'll see what I feel like. But I'm going to stitch that into the central spread. And then this one again, so this is the bottom of that quote, but I wasn't sure on the green and then the blue. So I'm going to tip in sky green. So not stitched in, but I found this really cool page with this image, and I want that to appear next to the penguins because I just think that's really cool with the penguins and the greens match. But I don't want to stitch it because that would leave me this weird bit on that side, which I could make it work, but I don't want to. I'm going to use that as a tip in. So I've just put a little note in there to remind myself that that is where that goes. And then I've got this weekly spread, another weekly, but that's more of the scrapbook paper from the kit. And then that'll go to that one. That's the other page of the magazine paper. The joy with being an A5 planner as well is that is a full page of a magazine, an A4 magazine, and I can just literally fold it, sort of turn it sideways and fold it in half, and it fits perfectly. It's the exact same size, so I'm enjoying that. And then it's got this grey on the back, which I'm fine with that being next to there. These kind of oranges, again, I'm fine with those together. And then on to the next week. Now the back end of the Dori this time has ended up with a lot of these smaller pages. So once I've stitched it, I'll show you how I'm going to deal with them. I have got an idea for each. So for this one, you can see it's like a polar bear on one side and then storm clouds on the other. I might keep this blue. Once I've stitched it, you won't see that. So I might cut it there and stick this blue down and use that as a box to kind of write something in and do some journaling, and then just get rid of this top half is what I'm thinking. Or I could just kind of trim the whole thing down, but I think I might leave this blue bit because I quite like that. And then on this page, this is the back of that limpet image. So I'm going to cut off all the white and stick that to the craft paper, just so that it's got a little bit of a detail on the craft paper there. And then I'm gonna have to do something with this because that hot pink, it does not match Cocoa Daisy, it doesn't match. So I have got some kind of wintry artworks that have got a bit of pink in. So if I might stick that onto the craft just to bring in a bit of the pink. I mean, it still doesn't match because they're like pink flowers. It doesn't go, I'm sorry. Sorry, don't like it. And then this is again just a bit of a magazine page that I'm going to tip in. The back of this, so the back of it doesn't work. The front of it I love, the back of it doesn't work. So I've put stick bike page here. So just move it out of the way a minute. I've got a bike page under here, which I really love, and I'm just going to cover that. So I'm just going to like stick that onto that page, and I think these sort of colours match in with the colours up here as well. So again, I'll do that once I've stitched it. I've got this weird tip in now. Again, this pink Cocoa Daisy. I don't often disagree with Cocoa Daisy, but this pink is not doing it for me. So I'm going to Frankenpage this one, which is what I do when I've got kind of loads of scrap papers left. When I've got loads of odd scrap bits, I should do a video on this actually. I get an A4 piece of printer paper and I stick all my scraps on, like I'll pick all the same colour and stick it on and create what I call a Frankenpage. I didn't make it up, I've seen it on YouTube countless places, so I don't know where it originally came from. But that's what I'm going to do here because I can't be doing with a second spring spread in here. The first one, like I said, I can make it into a New Year's resolutions page and get away with it, but this one I can't. So I'm just going to cover this whole page. So I'm going to keep this bit which is tipped in from the other side. This page will stay the same, so I'll journal on here, and then this will just be a fun kind of Franken page. So I'm going to keep that one. I've found my little penguin from last Christmas. He can go on there, but I'll cut off Merry Christmas, and then I'll just get loads of like collagey bits and scraps and just create a bit of a, well, what I call a Franken page. So let's just cover up the pink. Look, I mean, it's looking better now, even with that bit of pink covered. It's not on, honestly. What are they doing to me? So let's stick some penguins in the back. You can't go wrong with some penguins, can we? See, penguins, and look, just create a blue page that matches the rest of the book because the pink doesn't do it. And I can use some of these and bits and pieces. So again, I'll do that as a bit of a fun page once I've done the stitching. I'm looking forward to doing that. That'll be fun. The back of that is fine. It's a grey grid, like that, and stars, and that takes me to the back of the book. So you've got this gorgeous Cocoa Daisy page and then the back of the cover. So that is what it's going to be. So I'm going to get some bulldog clips now and put some bulldog clips along the edges, stitch up the centre, and then I will cut all this excess off, and then I'll come back and show you the final thing. Okay, so I'm back and it's all done, all stitched. My threads got a bit tangled at the end, so I've got a bit of a loose bit, but that's fine. Can't see it from the inside, and it's all done, and I've trimmed everything, so I'll have a quick flip through with you. So this, like I said, is the cardboard cover. Got my month, and I'll stick some stickers in as we're going through. So you also get this month at a glance, so I tend to stick that down at the bottom under there. So that's ready to go, and I do like a word of the day in there. I will draw out my calendar on there, so I've got to do that. And then we'll jump, like I said, that I'll do a New Year's spread with, and then we'll jump into the first. So I'll just set up the first one so you can see how I do it. So these little like banner stickers, I use those on here. Hang on, the first is a Sunday, so the Monday is the 2nd, which is a nice bank holiday. So I'll do those on here, and I'll just take those all the way down just so I can kind of see at a glance all the different days. I'm not going to do them all whilst you watch me, but you get the idea. So I use those on there, and then this page then will be my first day. So I use these ones, so I can put, no, I can't put number 1, I can put number 2 because it's past that Monday. I'll put it up there today, and then I use these that came in the planner add-on kit to do the days of the week. Which one am I going to do for the Monday? Let's have a look. That one with the dots, I think. That little Monday with the dots. So I'm going to stick that there, and I just stick them wherever on the spread. This one's obviously got stuff on that side, so I'll put it there. That one will probably go on that side. This I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing with. I might cut it down, but I quite like it, so I'm going to leave it for now. I hate that side, so I might cover it. What I could do actually is use a dashboard or something on there and cover it. Might be quite nice. Might use that January dashboard and then just like cover the bottom. That might be a cool way of doing it. So I'll do that when I come to my actual journaling. But at least you can see how I set it up. So the Monday, what I'll do with the first is I'll probably just do a little bit on this, and like I said, do my New Year's Day resolutions and things on there. So I start on the 2nd. So we've got that one, we've got that one. Quick flip through for you. This one with that, which I adore. Let's take out the stuff underneath, and then you can see how it actually sits together. All these extra bits of paper I've got everywhere now. There we go. I love that because I love the gold and blues. They're just gorgeous. Mindfulness, I'm still really struggling with the pink. But I'm gonna just, like I said, see how I can live with it for now. This I like this kind of mindful day and bits of clouds, and the paler kind of, it's not really pink, is it? What colour's that? Like more of a salmony, creamy type of pink. And then a quick flip through, then we'll be on to the next week. There's those. I love that one as well. So you can see what I've done. So it's all stitched in, it's all ready to go. I'm not sure what to call this. If anyone's got any ideas, because I feel like it's not particularly a Cocoa Daisy anymore because I've butchered it, but it's not quite a junk journal either because it's all new stuff. So anyway, this is the central spread that I told you I was going to use, this Seeking Winter spread, and I've stitched it in, so you get this gorgeous reveal. It's wrinkly at the minute because I've just glued it, but it will straighten out. I can't decide what to do with this little bit. I quite like it. Again, I could add a little card so that it flips. In fact, I've done it before where I kind of double side them. That one goes really nicely. And if you do it double sided, so I sat it there, that might be quite nice. And then when you'd flip it, you'd have like another one on the back. Might do something like that, and the colours on that match really nicely, so that could be an option. But I'm going to leave it for now. Again, see what happens when I get to that page, see what mood I'm in. This page, like I said, I tipped in this night sky with the green because I wanted it to go with the penguins, and I've just added a little tab to the top, so we've got an extra page there. And then I couldn't resist sticking in these little penguins, so when I come to that page I'll have to cover that up, and I might cover, it says "and start believing it will," so I might just cover a little bit there as well, but it looks cute for now. And then the next week, more penguins, more kind of scrapbook papers, pages from magazines. I think that was Breathe, magazine. And then some more. These are obviously Cocoa Daisy pages. This, I said to you I was going to trim it down to there and just have the blue box, but I quite like that now. Not sure on the lady, but I think that goes quite nicely. So again, just going to leave that for now and see, and this on the back goes quite nice. So I'll leave it and see how I feel when I come to that page. I've stuck that down onto the brown, so that's part of that one. Really don't like that. I'm gonna have to cover it up, I think. Stuck that in. I might cover that green strip. That is actually part of that print, so we'll just, again, see what I feel like. Will I cover it up with like maybe a blue or something? Don't know, we'll see. And then this I absolutely love, where we've got the bike page. And then that I'm gonna Franken page, like I said, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to come to it when I fancy sitting doing like an arty page. And then that's it, end of my journal. So all good to go. Like I said, I need to draw a bigger version of that on there, and then I am good to go for my journaling on the 1st and 2nd. So I hope you enjoyed that. I will share some flip throughs and show you how I use it, but I am good to go and start journaling on the 1st. And I can't wait for this to get really big and chunky. So hope you enjoyed my journal process. Like I said, I'd love for you to help me decide what this is called, because I feel like it's not quite Cocoa Daisy and not quite a junk journal. But I enjoy working in it each month anyway. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.